We have come to the desert in northern Syria to look for evidence of a mass murder, the first genocide of the 20th century. My guide is Bishop Panossian, and like most Armenians, the remains of his family lie in the sands around here.
They brought them here and they choose separated men from women and children to make easy to kill them. My grandfather and grandmother killed here, and my father escaped from here.
The local Arab Bedouin tell the bishop that the site of Magaday, an infamous Turkish extermination camp, is just up the road. In 1915, the Ottoman Turks expelled the entire Christian Armenian population from their homelands in eastern Turkey. Then they forced them south in death marches to the Syrian deserts. If they survived, Magaday was to be one of the final destinations. Here the Turks slaughtered thousands in the crudest of fashions. Groups were tied together and were burnt or clubbed to death. And today it's not hard to find the evidence in this dried out riverbank. This appears to be a bone from a human leg. And after it's exposed to the air for the first time in 87 years, it collapses. Just next to it is the outline of a skull. With the dirt gone, the white cranium is revealed. The Bedouin still can't believe the slaughter that took place here. These hills are full of Armenian bones. Everywhere you look and scratch the surface, skull shards, finger bones, and parts of spinal cords appear. When the Ottoman Turks had finished their campaign of slaughter, at least 1 million Armenians had been killed.
It was planned very carefully and decided and studied, organized genocide.
This is the first genocide?
Yes.
Later, Bishop Panossian tracks down the only Armenians surviving in the area. Nori Latif says his father, Megar, who was 8 years old at the time, arrived with 5,000 other Armenians at Magaday. It was a scene of horror.
لعند هاي الثلاث بيوت المركز الجبل ايوه حصروهم بين هالجبل الاتراك وصار يطلق عليهم النار يقوسون فيهم يصفون 3 4 يضربون طلقه واحده حتى ما يصيروا طلقات كثير عليهم يعني بيضربوا كمان النسوان في بعض النسوان بالسنجه الباروده عم يشقوا بطونهم يعني لما شافوا هيك وصار ضربوا كذا يفكرون انه هربوا عاد هذا طفل صغير هرب جنب النهر شرح حاله عاد بالنهر
الثاني ما يستلم حاله.
ايوه لحقوه 2 عم يفتشوا عليه ضيعوه. اجوا جماعه عرب اخذوه خبوه عندهم 4 ايام ما خلوه يطلع ابنه.
The Bedouins saved hundreds of Armenian children fleeing from the massacres. Nori's father was brought up by an Arab family. He later married and had 11 children. They all now live in this small village as Arabs, but Megar always made his children aware of their Armenian heritage. And Nori hasn't forgotten.
وبالنسبة يعني إحنا هون إحنا يعني أهم نقطة نفتش عليها ولازم نعرف بلدنا وين وين إنها أثار. هاي أهم نقطة لازم نعرفها يعني.
They are asking strongly, shaking us that we like to return to our identity. We like to return our homeland. What is the way? You are a bishop. You came here. You saw us and asked questions. We are telling you our situation. We cannot deny our. They say this is their word. You say we cannot deny our identity. It is something burning in their side, and very naturally. And a tough.
But the reality is that they have nothing to return to. The Turks have destroyed their villages and churches. So to keep their inspirations alive, the bishop leaves them a gift: the Armenian alphabet. Before the bishop returns to his Armenian parish in Beirut, he has one more pilgrimage to make. As the Ottoman Turks continued with their slaughter, thousands of bodies littered the desert and fouled the rivers. They brought the bodies and the half-dead to this place, Shadadi, a network of caves.
Well, everybody come, make prayer. This is a tomb. So all this area you are seeing, it is not easy. 1.5 million deported. They were killing and not finished. So they saw there are caves here. They brought them, they started and threw down.
The locals say this labyrinth continues underground for 60 kilometres. Deep underground lies the physical evidence that the Turks wanted to hide from the world. One of the biggest mass graves of the 20th century. For almost a century, the mass graves of the Syrian Desert have not been disturbed or examined. They are a testament to a Holocaust denied. Much of the world still does not recognize the Armenian genocide, and the Turks strongly deny any role in it.
We want them to come and see and to witness what happened, why they did it, and to confess that this is done by them. They cannot prove the against of this. No any possibility for them and for other people or nations or great powers saying that it didn't happen.
In Turkey, the government is pouring a lot of money and effort into denying the Armenian genocide. They have set up the Armenian Research Institute to manage the denial. And its spokesperson, Icelander, claims the mass killings are lies, someone else's fault, or caused by disease.
Düşünün, soğuk bir iklimden sıcak bir iklime giriyorlar ve o zamanki hijyen şartlarını düşünün, tifus gibi bulaşıcı hastalıkta ve demin anlattığım işte oradaki çeşitli Kürt ve Bedevi eşkıyaların salgınından ölüyorlar. Mesele bundan ibaret. Birkaç tane öbür hadise tabii bunlar her yerde olur ve bunu da bilerek bir soykırım olarak göstermek mümkün değil.
At the time, the world reacted with horror, and the crimes were denounced in Paris, Washington, and London. Dozens of diplomats, historians, and journalists documented and photographed the genocide. Viscount James Bryce, investigating the situation for the British government, concluded in 1916 that 3/4 or 4/5 of a nation had been wiped out. Henry Morgenthau, the American ambassador to the Ottoman Empire and one of the first to warn the world of the massacres, wrote, "None of the horrors of any war compare with the lot of the Armenians.